What's up, everybody? This is Nick from DCryptoCat, where we focus on easy passive income so you can live the life that you want to. So this is going to be a quick, well, I don't know how quick, but a summary video of the AMA that Forex did yesterday on the Animal Farm relaunch. It was another long one, of course, because Forex is long-winded, but it was about three and a half hours long, and it started a half hour late. DCryptoCat is here for you. I did a quick summary, or rather I took notes for you guys so that you didn't have to listen to the whole thing if you didn't want to. So I'm here to give you some bullet points of the AMA for you, and hopefully this is helpful for you in choosing whether to invest more or get into the drip network ecosystem. However you want to take it. But this is all the information that I was able to gather and actually listen to it live, and then I listened to a recording of it again to recapture some more details that I kind of missed on the first round. So I definitely put some hours of work into this. I hope you all appreciate it. If you do, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Click the bell notification so that you can be notified next time I make a video. So let's get into it. Here we go. I've kind of categorized these notes into the project that they're relative to make it a little bit easier to understand. So the first one is, of course, the most important, that with the Animal Farm and the Piggybank with the Pigs V2 coin launch, or relaunch rather. So as mentioned previously, the relaunch is going to be on Thursday, 4/21. There's no specific time set yet. Usually he does it somewhere around noon to 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll have to watch out for a specific time, one that's announced. He is looking, or rather, he said to look for a credit page or a button on the Animal Farm that it will issue any tokens that you deposited into the site, not staked, but the ones that you actually withdrew into your wallet and then put on the credit page. He said we'll have to go back to that credit page and click a button, and that will issue all of the tokens back into our wallet so that we can put them back into the system once everything gets turned on. The Pigs V2 tokens will be issued 1-to-1, and the Pigs BUSD LP tokens will be about the same that you deposited. It might change a little bit because it's going to be based on the percentage of total tokens that are held. So this is going to be subtracting the amount that the snipers got. So we'll actually get a slightly bigger percentage, but he said the amount will be close, but not quite exactly the same. Anything that you had staked in there will not change. So any Piggybank stakes, or anything in the farms or pools will remain exactly as they were when the snapshot was taken. He did say that more than 80% of the Pigs tokens are going to be auto-staked. So that leaves less than 20% that could be sold on initial relaunch, and creating that sell pressure to really affect the price. So hopefully with that little bit of amount, the Pigs price won't be too dramatically affected, but we'll have to wait and see for that. They are going to adjust the dogs tax, and it sounds like they'll be increasing it a bit. It still has to be within a certain range that's in the contract, but they're going to be increasing it to reduce the sell pressure of dogs and increase the funds going into the Pigpen rewards. There's going to be a 20% bonus for new LP currencies, or new LPs that are going to be deposited into the Piggybank in the first 48 hours. The time-locked piggy banks will benefit from compounding on their principal, which also helps reduce the effects of price decay. This is kind of just a re-summary of how the piggy banks work. So each piggy bank, as you insert the LPs, you can choose a length of time to stake them for, and that length of time directly affects the percentage bonus that you get. And during that time of lock, you can compound those truffles into piglets and increase the principal to which your your end amount is going to be. So that's basically just kind of how a summary of how the piggy bank works. So there's also going to be a governance vote, which will be held for the pig stakers on which partner companies to bring in. So again, we've got places like PancakeSwap and a couple others that are on the decks. There's also some other ones that he hasn't told us about yet that they're kind of filtering through. Once they filtered those through, they will bring up a governance vote for the holders to decide which ones we all would like to see brought on. They also, Forex also hired a new dev and a dev specifically for quality control, quality assurance, that basically double checks all of the code, all the tests that have been created by the primary team. And he's kind of an independent, not contractor, but an independent person that doesn't do any of the specific dev, but is solely focused on making sure that everything is secure and done right. So that should be a great addition to the team. Okay, so that's about it for the animal farm. We're going to move on to the drip network. So of course, as you if you saw my last video, of course you know that there's a new site coming, and you may have seen the previews of it. You can find it within the drip network Telegram group. There's there's a video that has been released of kind of like a preview of it. He said he's aiming to get it live within about a month. Of course, with Forex, we never know really, but that's his goal. That's one of his main priorities after this relaunch, is to get this new drip site up and running so that he can really push the marketing and get all that rolling. In that site is going to have a new team airdrop system, which I mentioned in my last video. So that's going to help us team leaders be a little more efficient in being able to airdrop large amounts of, or rather 2 large numbers of team members, because right now you have to do a lot of clicking and approving through MetaMask and all that. So that will be great to have. Also, there's going to be team competitions, such as like the team to bring on the most new team members, who can bring in the most new capital, that kind of thing. Everything, all the goals for these team competitions are going to be, focused around building the drip network and expanding that capital. He has independent teams working on projects that are outside of the drip ecosystem, but use drip in one way or another. So he's kind of working with them on the sidelines to help get those projects rolling and hook it up with the drip network. So that will be a great addition to have some outside projects that will be using drip. He answered so some of these also, I should say, some of these bullet points are from direct answers to questions that was on the Twitter message that Bartertown put up on his Twitter to kind of have a one place for the community to ask questions to. So some of these, like this one, is a direct response to a question that was asked, and that is that he has no plans to copy drip to other networks, but he is looking into a type of a privacy bridge that will allow people to purchase drip with other types of coins. He is looking at, or rather, he said that listing on a centralized exchange is not likely right now, but Coinbase did reach out to him, so that's kind of interesting. I guess it was something about using drip on their Coinbase soft wallet, but no more details of that was given, just that Coinbase did reach out. So maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, we don't know. He did say that the drip price is in a great place, quote unquote, and that DeFi has hard cycles, and that we're just in one of those cycles right now. And if you look at the rest of DeFi and the majority of DeFi and crypto is down right now. So it's to be expected that drip kind of follows that cycle. He also added that whales are maxing out right now, which creates less sell pressure. So especially for those whales that have super large teams, all of those referral rewards are either getting burned or going up the line if there is an upline for these whales. So that's a lot of drip that is not, being able to be sold. So all of that helps create less sell pressure, which should help drive the price up eventually. He said after the relaunch, focus will be on marketing drip and the animal farm. He will be reaching back out to PancakeSwap, Chainlink, and BetFury, because these are all companies that wanted to get partnerships with us. They all, not with us, but with drip. They all reached out to Forex for partnerships, and he kind of had to sideline those as he was working on fixing everything in the animal farm. So he will be reaching back out to them as soon as this relaunch is done and get those partnerships back and rolling. And as soon as that starts happening, you can expect things to start happening very fast, including maybe a good price spike. So again, not financial advice, do your own research, but that should be a very good thing for the entire drip ecosystem. He is very interested in creating a lending protocol on top of drip, which would include a stablecoin element, much like Elephant Money. He said, kind of jokingly, but without the security holes that Elephant Money had. So that'll be definitely interesting. I know that the stablecoin element of Elephant Money was very attractive for a lot of investors. It was attractive for me too. I just happened not to get into Elephant. I was seriously looking at it, but was waiting for funds to be available, and just so happened to time it right that I didn't get into it. So that's benefit for me for sure. But if this kind of thing came to a true drip network, it would definitely be a very enticing thing for new lenders and existing lenders as well, or existing investors. So that would be very interesting to see what happens. All right, moving on to the next one, we have the lottery tickets info. He gave some more details. Some of them was info that we already knew, but he kind of went over it a little bit more detail towards the end of the AMA. I did not find out if there's different price levels for the tickets. Everything in the examples over here, is showing one BNB, which is pretty pricey. It's $400+ plus. I'm hoping that there's going to be different price levels for half BNB, quarter BNB, something like that, for smaller investors to be able to still utilize this. I would think that would be a thing, but there's no way to know, and he hasn't answered this question yet. So if anybody finds this out, be sure to put something in the comments and let us know, because that's definitely a big question that was not answered. So there is going to be 4 tiers of winners. Those that don't win go to basically pay out the winning categories. There's going to be a low tier that is basically a money back win. There's a middle tier that is going to be a small amount of win, don't know how much it's going to be. A high tier that it will be a decent win, and then there's a jackpot winner. So this is apparently going to be 1 jackpot winner per batch, and each of these sets of tickets will be created in batches. I don't know how many is going to be in a batch or how often these batches are going to be printed, but he said each of these percentages of winning tickets, so each category is going to have a set percentage of winners, is going to be creating in batches, and that's to help spread out the win chances for the jackpot winners and all the others, so that you don't have the case where the jackpot winners are all clumped together, and then the buy pressure goes down because they know that all the jackpots are already sold, right? So just like normal scratch off tickets, everything is going to be AKA or quote unquote printed in batches to help spread out the win chances. So next we have you can stake a losing ticket or a ticket that has an unclaimed prize for revenue share dividends. So he's going to have a staking protocol that we can put our tickets into that will give us some sort of dividends. It's unsure, what percentage is this going to be or how it's going to work exactly, but it's an interesting use case for at least buying a ticket, right? And if you have a ticket that basically gives you your money back, you can buy another ticket, and then if depending how that win goes, then you can choose to stake that ticket. But it has to be either a losing ticket or a ticket that you haven't claimed the prize for. So that's an interesting use case. It should prove interesting to see how that works out. Part of the capital that goes into buying these tickets is going to be sent back to the corresponding network to buy back the drip, pig, and dog tokens. And claiming the prize requires sending the NFT to a burn address to actually claim the prize. If you scratch your ticket and win, say, one BNB, you will have to, you'll have a button or some sort of form on the website to send this NFT to, and that'll send it to a burn address, and then that contract will then send the winnings, the 1 BNB or whatever it is, to your wallet. You can one interesting thing about this scratch off ticket model is that they can go around and they can sell this for privately labeled scratch tickets. So that could be another interesting use case for developing this, is sending this model, scratch model, to other tokens and other DeFi networks that might want to take advantage of this kind of a system. So that could be interesting there too. He did say Chainlink will be heavily promoting this once it gets rolling. So it's nice to have something as big as Chainlink, helping us out with the system. That'll be a great benefit for us for sure. All right, and finally, we have some just miscellaneous stuff that didn't really fit into a category, but I wanted to take note of them because they were still important. He did take, this is a full quote from him, "I take full responsibility for what happened at Animal Farm," which is always good to see. BT from Elephant Farm, or Elephant, Elephant. I'm drawing the blank. Anyway, he didn't really want to take responsibility for it. He wanted to push it on Forex because Forex apparently, this is he said versus he said, but apparently knew about the vulnerability and let him know, but BT didn't go in and fix it. And now that the security hole happened, BT was kind of harping on Forex, complaining that he should have helped him fix it or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, it's good to see that he's taken full responsibility for the pause that had to have happened with the Animal Farm. And it's just good to see when a dev, acknowledges that he screwed up and rushed things. So he also applied to a credit debit card service, which he will be checking on the app status once this ball gets rolling again. He said that he has no doubt that they will get accepted because whatever service he applied to is currently working with smaller market cap tokens. So he said it shouldn't be a problem for getting drip onto this system. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. He also said that he has a friend that works at MoonPay that he'll be working with and trying to get to help us, talk to the MoonPay executive board or whatever to get us into that system. And finally, he is open to hiring a PR team, but he has to be very cautious because if he opens his Twitter to somebody that has bad intentions and says something like send some BNB to this address and you'll be rewarded with some free drip or something like that, that can be very bad for the whole system very quickly. So he has to be very cautious. He is open to doing it, and he did talk a little bit about some ways that he can get some PR working for us that is like second tier, and through companies that we're partnering with that already have a PR marketing term, so that we or team, so that we can kind of indirectly work with that PR team to help us. So we'll see how that goes. So that's about it. That's 3.5 hours summary of the AMA that Forex did yesterday, and I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, make sure you click that like button, click the subscribe, and make sure you click the bell notification so that you can be notified next time that I create a video. I hope this has been helpful for you. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you were listening to the AMA and have any other comments of things that you found interesting, put them in the comments below. I'd really like to see what you all thought. And don't forget to check our Connect page out. The link will be in the description. We have some great passive income sources listed there, as well as the link to my Telegram group, where we would love to have you join us and talk about what passive income sources that you are using. So make sure you do that, and we would love to have you. Okay. So and also remember, our tagline here is passive can be massive. Everything that you do with passive income can really work toward changing your life in very little time. So that's why we say passive can be massive. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you next time.